Good midday, good midday, good midday, good midday to you, one and all. Let me just say that we are just thankful to God for another moment, another challenge, another opportunity for us to come together and to bless the Lord through His Word. I think that is so important for us to recognize and to understand that His word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. And for that, we bless His holy, righteous name. So, we just want to welcome you, one and all, to this moment, to this hour, to this opportunity for us to come together and to give God glory and praise. And we are thankful to God for you, one and all, as you are coming on board. Minister Sarah Jenkins, thank you. Jaleesa Thomas, Nancy Harrison, how are you? Is it hot enough out there for you? Need to check. I just needed to check and understand that there was more lightning here yesterday than any other time, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay, you got the notification. Well, bless the Lord. I went back in to see if you were connected and found out you weren't. So we hooked you up. Okay, Minister Faye, how are you, Minister Faye Thornton? Bless the Lord for each and every one of you. But sometimes Facebook has a mind of its own and it does what it wants to do, depending upon who's controlling the algorithms and all of the rest of the stuff that's attached to all of that good stuff. And for that, we're just glad that things are as well as they are. Stephanie Hurd, Valerie White, bless your heart. Tell Dad we said hello, and we're thankful. Okay. I did not block you. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. But we're just glad that you are here. Sharon Bryant, how are you? How you be? Dr. Lane, bless you. Happy Juneteenth to you as well. Doe Dickey, LaVonda Jones, glad that you're here. As the song said, glad to be in the service. One more time, one more, one more. And so we're glad that you are here with us right now. And let me get this out here while I can. Don't forget, midweek is tonight at 6:30. And I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to do it inside or outside. I love being outdoors. Okay. Okay. Vacation was wonderful. I can't wait for the next one. Joe Wilson, thank you so much for being here. And so it was needed, and I got another one coming. I'm gonna get as many of them in as I possibly can at this stage in life and these moments in ministry. I'm learning that there has to be a period of time of rest and rejuvenation in order to get back in the fight. And we're doing the good fight of faith. And so you just can't always fight all the time. Thank you so much, Janice, for letting us know that the sound is good. Christy Marcel, thank you so much for being here. And, as time goes on and age creeps up, you learn some things. And long as the key still works when you get back, that's all that matters. So please share, please share, please share, please share. Need you to pray for Cora, Tamika, and all them there at the celebration of that young lady who was just at the wrong place at the wrong time and ended up losing her life. All right. And so we want to make sure that we lift them in prayers. They celebrate her life. Debbie Johnson, thank you so much. I got to, the original question behind Genesis chapter 50 and verse 20. And we dealt with it a little bit and kind of got stuck there because there was so much that needed to be explored. There was so much that needed to be looked at. There was so much that needed to be unpacked and examined. And so the problem is if you allow bitterness to fester too long, you'll become toxic. You'll become detrimental. Hey, Lynn, how are you? And good to see you. What do I mean by that? I use this word toxicity. It's a medical term um, that lets it be known that your infection or will end up creating a toxic environment for everybody that you're with or everybody that you're around. But there's something else I want us to look at because I think this is important because verse 21, Lynn McDowell says something that I think many of us really don't know the true litmus test as to whether we have gotten or removed all the toxins from our system. Chaplain Hearns, bless you. Good Juneteenth to you as well. I want you to think about this because I think this has to be looked at because if we allow ourselves to be toxic, if we allow ourselves to be bitter, if we allow ourselves to fester, and if you know anything about festering, it has a stench and an odor to it. Why? Because it's an indicator that there is something malfunctioning to an unbelievable level. And so when we look at verse 21, we actually see because here's the question. Here's here's the question or a statement because if you don't release the toxins or the toxic issue, you just might be standing in the way of not only your blessing, but the blessings to your family as well. Now, that was kind of deep. That was kind of deep because when you are released and you are truly free, Ayana, bless you. Okay. And and there is a possibility. There is a possibility that your family and your relationships, Timothy, how are you, are missing out on the total capacity of what you have to offer in Christ because you are so consumed. I found what Bishop Clark said yesterday. Linda Brown, bless you for being here. And you got to be careful because toxic people are not willing to share. That's number one. Toxic people are not willing to share. Number two, toxic people are not willing to sacrifice. Number three, toxic people will not do their part to sustain family. Oh my God. I know that was a whole lot. I know that was a whole lot. But what we have to understand is if we allow ourselves to continue to be bitter and angry, you don't want to share anything. If anything, you want to take more than you want to give. Is anybody here? Any of y'all here? Anybody hearing what I'm saying? Linda Brown, good Juneteenth to you. Listen, I want you to hear this. People may be decimated because you're still devastated. Mm, 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 mm. You need bad marriage, bad children, bad neighborhood, bad whatever. And as long as you hold that in, it festers and it creates a toxic environment, which means it could be that Deborah, that the blessings of your family are being held up by you because of an unwillingness to let stuff go. You don't believe me? It's in the text. Look at what it says, verse 21. Now, therefore, do not be afraid. Listen. When people have done you wrong, they actually expect you to reciprocate. I'm gonna say something, and I think it's gonna mess some people up when I say this. The reason that mega in the political realm is so toxic and so willing to do whatever to stay in power and not allow other ethnicities to share the power is because they're afraid that we will do to them what they have done to us. Because when people have mistreated you and people have dogged you, but those same people got to come to you in order for them to find relief and help and sustenance. Christine, how are you? You got to understand that the first thing Joseph had to do was relieve their minds of the fear that the same thing they did to Joseph, Joseph is going to do to them, if not more. And the reason it's not more is because Joseph is second in command. Listen, if you read the story of what took place, you will see that Joseph has overwhelming power and authority. And so in their minds, Linda Daniel, bless you so much. In their minds, they are saying, we need you, but you don't need us, Lord. I tell that, especially now to some of my grandchildren. I need them to understand you need me more than I need you. And in their minds, he's telling them, don't be afraid. Look at what he says he's going to do. Look at what he's looking, because Dr. Lane, if you go back in verse 19, he'll say, don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? Y'all, I know this is difficult to get. Joseph says, it's not my place to execute vindictiveness and vengeful situations into your life, because that's God's business. My business is to make sure that I'm in place to do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it. Because guess what? I don't have to feed you. I don't have to take care of your flocks. I don't have to see about your children or your grandchildren. I don't have to do anything but be who I am. But here's what happens when you've been set free. When you've been set free from circumstances. Now, I sent somebody in my spirit. I didn't say that you let them make a fool out of you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have a willingness to provide. And you notice that this is in his family, because if there's anybody that can jack you up worse than anybody else, it is your family. But look at what he says. He says, don't be afraid, because I'm going to provide for you and your children. Lord, have mercy. And then it said, and he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. Let's talk about that for the next 30 seconds. I don't know if we're okay by the volume that is in your voice and the tone and tenor of your expressions toward me. If we're okay, won't be no screaming and yelling. If we okay, won't be any of this. Well, I can't. No, none of that will be there. Because if I've done what I'm supposed to do to be in right standing with God, and because God has blessed me, because now I have found out that the dream I had a long time ago was not for me, but for my family. And that's why I asked the question, are you messing up your family's blessings? Are you messing up your family's opportunities because you're still holding bitterness and anger? Or when do you get to the point that you said, yeah, you meant it for evil, but God turned it around for good? I gotta go. I gotta go. There will not be a snapshot tomorrow. I need to go with Lady Harrison. And so, hey, Sherry, how are you? And so I wanted to share just that little bit with you. We will be back Friday. And I'm praying I can get out of this because I keep thinking that there's still more here that I need to unpack. I thought I had unpacked everything that was there, but the Spirit of the Lord is kind of letting it be known that there's something happening today. There's something happening in just a couple of verses that we've been examining, because human behavior is human behavior. And somewhere along the line, I got to learn how to live free so that I don't cause you to live in bondage. I got to go, y'all. Listen, Barbara, bless your heart. Happy Juneteenth to each and every one of y'all. Be careful out there. The heat advisories are still out. I don't care where you live. It is hot. May God bless you. May he keep you, is our prayer.